Jubba here, and by the power of Grayskull, that was a surprise, surprise, surprise. Today we're talking about Masters of the Universe, starring Nicholas Galtazine as Prince Adam and He-Man, and Jared Leto as Skeletor. And Jubba isn't gonna bury the lead. I enjoyed the heck out of this movie. Good gravy, what a fun time. Now listen, Jubba grew up with the cartoons. Jubba had the toys. I had spent many an afternoon making He-Man and Skeletor beat each other senseless across the living room carpet. So when Hollywood announced another live-action Masters of the Universe movie, Jubba was hopeful, but also nervous. Turns out, I didn't need to worry. This movie remembers something important. It's supposed to be fun. There were laughs, there was adventure, there were giant battles, there was magic, there were monsters, there were heroes charging into impossible situations. And yes, stuff blows up. A kingdom in darkness, a hero's call. When Grayskull rises, hope stands tall. What impressed Jubba most was how much heart this movie had. At its core, this isn't just a story about muscles and magic swords, it's a story about redemption. Prince Adam is trapped on Earth, trying to measure up to the man he thinks his father always wanted him to be. Meanwhile, Man-at-Arms is carrying burdens and regrets of his own. Watching these characters confront their past mistakes and find the courage to move forward gives the movie real emotional weight. And the humor? Oh yes! There were several jokes explaining why some of these characters have names like Ram Man, Fisto, and the rest of Eternia's colorful crew. Jubba was chuckling all the way through. Somebody clearly understood that Masters of the Universe has always been a little goofy and a little awesome at the same time. Now, let's talk about the cast. Nicholas Galtazine had a tough job. Nobody on Earth actually looks like He-Man. The man was designed to sell action figures to children. The only person who ever came close was probably a young Arnold Schwarzenegger during his Mr. Olympia days. And sure, physically, Dolph Lundgren looked more like the cartoon version back in 1987, but Nicholas brought something else. Heart, humor, charm. And when Adam finally raises that sword and transforms into He-Man, good lordy! Jubba isn't ashamed to admit it. The hairs on his forearms stood up and saluted. That moment landed. That felt like He-Man. Now, speaking of Dolph Lundgren, good gracious, what a wonderful cameo. Jubba won't spoil the details, but seeing Dolph appear felt like a genuine passing of the torch moment. It was respectful, heartfelt, humorous, and earned. For longtime fans, it was one of the highlights of the entire film. Then there's Skeletor. And let me tell you something, Jared Leto surprised me. This Skeletor is theatrical, dramatic, menacing, sometimes funny, sometimes terrifying. Exactly the kind of larger-than-life villain this story needed. And when the final battle arrives, good gravy, the whole theater turns into an Eternian fireworks factory. Magic flies, swords clash, monsters roar, and stuff blows up. And Jubba was cheering from his seat. Power and fury, steel and flame, Eternia will remember He-Man's name. Now, there was a moment that genuinely made Jubba sad. Mossman. Poor Mossman. Jubba had the Mossman action figure as a kid. Loved that figure. And what happened to him in this movie? He didn't deserve that. Not one bit. Jubba is still filing an official complaint with Castle Grayskull on Mossman's behalf. But even that emotional moment shows the movie's willingness to raise the stakes. This isn't just nostalgia. There are consequences. There are sacrifices. There are victories that feel earned. Is the movie perfect? No, A few jokes don't land, a couple moments get a little silly, but honestly, that's part of its charm. This movie isn't trying to be dark, gritty, or ashamed of its source material. It's proud to be masters of the universe, and Jubba appreciated that. Alright, here's your Jubba 3-point rundown. Nicholas Galtazine brings heart, humor, and heroism to Prince Adam and He-Man. Stuff blows up, Skeletor causes chaos, and Eternia comes alive with spectacular action and special effects. Yeah, go see Masters of the Universe. It's funny, heartfelt, and it'll make the kid inside you reach for the nearest power sword. By the power of Grayskull, Jubba had a blast.
Sugar rush, then sugar crash, he's feeling sour, but he can't stop reaching for another can. That's just the way of our Jubba man. Forgets his teeth.